Hello and welcome back to Popcorn Chat. I hope you guys are doing well. In this video, I'm going to be speaking to you about the latest film, 28 Years Later. Now, this is the third film in the franchise and it looks like it's not going to be the last. In this, we follow a set of new characters 28 years after the virus broke out. However, it's now been contained just to the United Kingdom. With one of the best trailers I've seen in a long time, I was super excited to check this one out, but was it any good? This is very much two films stitched together. The first third of the film follows Spike and his dad, played by Aaron Taylor-Johnson, who go out from the island onto the mainland, and that's where he meets the undead for the first time. This is the element which I think people expected after seeing that trailer, and it also was the most familiar part when it comes to other zombie iterations since the original film. It definitely felt like The Last of Us, The Walking Dead, it was all in that first part. However, the rest of the film follows Spike and his mum, played by Jodie Comer, visiting the mainland just themselves, but that brings a totally different approach to the world. I think I preferred Spike's journey onto the mainland with his mum, mainly due to their connection. They seem to have much more of a bond than he did with his dad, but also the added layers to the kind of zombie world, which we've seen time and time again. It very much explores life and death and what it means in this world. As we all know, this film was shot on iPhones, and for the most part, you completely forget that. You just fall into the narrative and become totally intertwined with the story. The quality of the cameras, though, is definitely crisper than the original 2002 film, which I definitely appreciate. The direction and the editing is definitely very stylized, with Dutch angles and shaky zoom-ins mid-sentences, as well as these crazy kind of kills with whip-arounds as an arrow strikes through a zombie. It feels something like you would see in a Guy Ritchie film. There are a few scenes that include CGI and they were just so poor, they completely pulled me out of the moment. I think there are some good performances at the forefront here. Alfie Williams, who plays Spike, does a great job at carrying this film, especially as an unknown actor. I think he did a great job exploring those emotions, visiting this world for the first time and just being all consumed, and having that strong relationship with Jodie Comer I think was excellent. Speaking of Jodie Comer, of course she's going to be excellent in anything she does, but she continues that in this film and she brings a different level to this film, an emotionality and something more tactile and real in this very much dystopian world. However, Aaron Taylor-Johnson's Geordie accent completely pulled me out. He's not great at doing that, and therefore I just completely remembered that I was watching a film, which is a shame because that ruins the first third for me because of how bad that accent was. The small time we get with Ralph Fiennes is amazing. I think he does a great job, like he always will, and he very much becomes this kind of Jedi Master, this Obi-Wan Kenobi character for Spike in this film. I'm curious to see where his wisdom and expertise will take Spike in the rest of the films. I loved all the scenes with Edvin riding as Eric, as the Swedish soldier. I thought he brought a lot of humour to this film, and his dynamic with Jodie and Alfie was excellent, and he came in as this kind of washed up soldier in a world for him that is back to reality, and all the technological kind of advances with phones and the internet, which just blows Spike's mind. So I think there's a lot of humour within Eric's character, and I really liked his addition to the film. There are some great scenes dotted throughout with great performances, emotional moments and brutal kills. Nonetheless, narratively it felt clunky, and chapters within the film lacked that through line to kind of create flow within scene to scene, and it just felt like really great moments stitched together and it just didn't flow, and I was constantly looking at my watch throughout. There are many plot lines which are left open, which I understand because they're going to make more films, but if you wanted to watch this film and have some answers, I don't think you're going to get them in this. You need to then watch the rest of the films. Like, there's plot lines that are just dropped. I've not seen anyone else make this comparison, but there's a scene within this film, I'm not going to spoil it, that's very similar to Zack Snyder's Army of the Dead, and I think in that one film was a really interesting element, and I think they make it really sort of complex yet understandable within the time frame. However, a very, very similar situation is happening in this film, and they don't wrap it up, they don't delve any further into it because they know there's going to be more. So I can't believe I'm actually commending a Zack Snyder film in this review, but I am. Yes, it's really hard to talk about without spoilers, so if you want me to talk further about that scene, then I can do it in a separate video. Overall, I did enjoy this experience seeing this film because I had no expectations, but I was so hyped from that trailer alone. Certain moments and scenes will definitely stick with me, and I'll reminisce about this film when it comes to my top 10 of 2025 at the end of the year. And I'm curious to see where this franchise goes and what will happen in the next story and where Spike will go. And hopefully we'll be seeing Cillian Murphy in that next film as well. But we don't have to wait long, it'll be out early next year. Thank you for watching this review of 28 Years Later. If you've seen the film, let me know your thoughts down below in the comments. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you guys very soon for another popcorn chat.